Arrays can be used to store many variables of the same type. An array can be of one dimension, can be of multiple dimensions, and can even be jagged arrays. Jagged arrays are commonly called arrays of arrays. The size of an array is decided at the time of creation and cannot be altered later. The only way of altering is to recreate an array and store and create a new object of it. But that's a different story. An array of one dimension can be created and initialized as you are seeing here. Arrays of two dimensions can be created and initialized as you are seeing here. And notice there is one comma inside the square bracket. And similarly, arrays of three dimensions can also be created and initialized in the manner you are seeing here. And now you can notice that there are two commas inside the square bracket. Now let's discuss what an array is fundamentally. In reality, arrays in C# are objects. They are not directly addressable blocks of memory as in C language. The blocks of an array are indirectly manipulated through functions and properties of a base class called system.array. System.array is itself an abstract class. Every array that you create has a length property that gives the number of items held. These properties are obtained from system.array class, and every array, it is a descendant of system.array, so the length property, it will give you the number of items currently held in your array. Similarly, the rank property will give you the dimensions of a multidimensional array. There are many functions available, and other notable functions are find, binary search, reverse, and sort. There are many of them. You will have to go through the documentation and study them. So let's now come to jagged arrays. A jagged array is an array whose elements are arrays. We can call jagged arrays as arrays of arrays. This code that you are seeing here, it declares a one-dimensional jagged array of three elements. So this array can store three arrays. A jagged array of multi-dimensional arrays is also possible, and this is an array whose elements are two-dimensional elements. So this jagged array can store arrays that are two-dimensional. And this is a jagged array that contains three elements. Each element is a two-dimensional element. The first element is a 1/3 array of one row and three columns. The second element, my jagged array square bracket 1, is a 2x2 array, and the last element is a 4x1 array of 4 rows and 1 column. So this jagged array has three elements of multiple two dimensions. An array implements an I enumerable. It can therefore be iterated with a for each loop. The first for each loop that you are seeing here, it iterates over the elements of the jagged array. But since each element of a jagged array is an array, we can run a second nested for each loop over that element to print the elements of this array. So this code will print all the integers held in this array, and this is how we can use for each loop on a jagged array also. Now the next question is, how is a jagged array different from a multidimensional array? A jagged array is an array whose elements are arrays. We can call jagged arrays as arrays of arrays. So each element of a jagged array can be of different length. But each element of a multidimensional array must have the same number of elements. A multidimensional array is like a matrix. It is a matrix of items where every element has to be of the same fixed dimension. But in a jagged array, you can have arrays inside them, and the length of each array can be different. All the elements of a multidimensional array are in contiguous blocks of memory, but the elements of a jagged array are themselves arrays that can be located in their own blocks of memory. An egg tray is an example of a multidimensional array, whereas the paragraphs held on a page is an example of a jagged array where there are multiple arrays and each array is of different length. We'll close it right now. Thank you.